Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club. Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club. Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club. Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club.
Hello and welcome back to Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club. It's been a little while.
It's been a while.
I think Christmas was our last one. We got a little bit drunk on that one, so the focus and that, like dips in and out of that one. So it's a new year, it's a new Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club. We're going to mix things up a bit now, and so instead of doing episodes that just focus on one thing in particular, we're going to kind of just...
We're going to go all over the place.
Go all over the place. And then maybe at the end of each month or every other month we might do a special where it's just like an hour on one particular topic.
Also...
Oh yeah, we've got cards.
Check these out. Ollie's got these made up because he's sick of my brain farts. So yeah.
Yeah, look at the Star Wars one for that one.
What's your favourite character, Tom? I don't know.
So the one thing because we've been away for a little while, the one thing we haven't talked about is just Stan Lee. I know it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, just I want to pay my respects to that man because he like, not only is he like integral to our childhood and what we're into, like, you know, X-Men, Spider-Man, Daredevil, the Hulk, Fantastic Four, you know, the list is endless. You know, he's like, it's carried on for generations now because these new movies that are coming out, and it's just the impact that man had.
It's
like,
phenomenal, isn't it?
I know there was a lot of like negative stuff about him, like not giving credits to artists and stuff like that, but he's still integral to the whole.
Yes. You wouldn't have that empire without Stan Lee.
Yeah,
you wouldn't have the films that we do now without Stan Lee. And I think, is it the new Avengers movie? It's going to be his last cameo in that.
Is it? I heard they did some more, but maybe.
I don't know.
That'll be
maybe
quite
I've got
sad. That'll be
that wrong.
sad. The last time
I think it's going to be
Granddad Stan.
But we went to Comic-Con.
If you watch, we did a little video. We did with our friend Rob as well.
Yeah, it was an awesome day. We didn't pod because I was knackered.
Well, we did make a video.
We made a video, so if you want to see what it was like, you can go and have a look at that. Ollie's done a great job on that. But in that video, if you look out for it, they had, I can't remember what it was now.
Just a massive wall where everyone could sign it, and I think that many people were signing it.
They had to replace the wall.
Keep replacing it, yeah.
But I won't lie, I actually had a tear in my eye when we signed that. It's mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, big part of our lives, man. So he's going to be missed.
Oh, big time. Big time.
So yeah, we went to the toy fair.
We did. What do you think? Because we went last year and we were a bit unprepared, so we took about £10 each.
Yeah.
Thinking it would just be all Hornby train sets.
And this year I took...
We took a lot more,
and there wasn't very much.
We were just like, well, when I got there when it's opened, and I saw people leaving already, and I thought, well, hang on, it hasn't even opened yet. How are they leaving?
Yeah.
I don't know whether people see on Twitter or Instagram, but people post pictures of their stalls, so they know what people have got.
And then they make a list.
Beeline there.
I think you have to be really prepared with stuff like that because
I saw people leaving this stuff, and I was like, I would have bought that.
Yeah. It was nuts.
I just I hardly bought anything, and I sat outside on the settees, like outside, and I just thought, fuck, I'm going on eBay now. I'm just spending the money I've got and just bought something.
I did exactly the same thing when I got home and bought the companion piece to the thing that I bought there, but we'll do that on Show Us Your Shit later. Some things don't change. We're definitely showing you our shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we took my dad as well.
Oh, we did?
And we left him to do his own devices. And we found him, and he was there with a wind-up monkey that I think he had symbols.
Yeah.
Like one, and I was like, "What do you want?" No, that's for your mum. I was like, "She'll love that."
Very romantic.
And then he bought a magnifying glass as well, and I was like, "You've come to the toy fair, and that's what you've got."
Yeah, but I was expecting to see some more like, you know, we were probably after Box Ninja Turtles and stuff like that.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you said to me, "Don't go with a list."
Yeah, I think if you know, like when we went the last time, we didn't know what we wanted and got some cool stuff.
Yeah.
This time we thought, well, okay, I want this. And when we got there, it had none of that. So we were
yeah. Whereas before it was a surprise, wasn't it? I mean, I picked up those Toxic Avengers.
Yeah, that was great.
Which was awesome.
Like what, £5 each? Or something?
£5 each, and I pretty much got them all. But that guy wasn't there this year.
They had them all laid out nicely in bags.
They're all bagged up.
Cards behind them and stuff.
Yeah, it was ace, man. Managed to get one item. What did you got?
I got some stuff. Yeah,
but we'll go across that later.
Right, okay, so should we move on to some news?
Let's do the news.
Alright, so as we know, Ben Affleck is no longer Batman. I don't know if, are you sad about that, or can you not ask?
To be honest with you, I'm upset for him more than anyone, because
He didn't get his due.
He didn't get his due, and he didn't really get a chance. Like, they fucked up the film.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the more I watch Batman and Superman, I like it more. I don't think it's a great film, but I like it more.
The extended edition makes more sense.
Yeah. Justice League is just a travesty. Like, that film is... It's got Batman lying on the floor going, oh, I think I'm bleeding. It's like, what? Anyway, so yeah, there's a new film coming out, and I think it's got a release date. What is it? I think you've got it down there.
It is the 25th of June 2021.
So yeah, only got two plus years to
2
wait.
plus years for your bat fix. But that might not be the case, because I have read somewhere that he might be doing cameos again in some of the DC films.
Who? Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck.
I don't know, but I think he's pretty much said he's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're gonna. I think Jason Momoa, who plays Aquaman, and then
Who I can't stand.
he's
Yeah. What the fuck is that about? Excuse my French. But
Then you got
if I want to watch a is it Davidoff? You know the I think I've said this before.
I know what you mean.
That whole like fragrance selling aspect of him, like on the beach, like I'll never
Oiled up.
Yeah, oiled up. No.
But yeah, I think him and probably Gal Gadot, who's Wonder Woman. I think once their films are done, they're just gonna like
Who I can stand a bit more.
they'll just redo it, or they're just not going to bother with the universe and just make movies, which is probably what they should just do anyway, and not bother trying to do this like.
I mean, when's the new Joker movie meant to be coming out?
I'm really intrigued by that, man.
That little video where he's just smiling.
He's got a little button nose and stuff.
If anyone can do it, I reckon
Phoenix
can do it,
wicked,
man.
I think he's
going to kill it. Also, Mark Maron,
yeah,
who I really enjoy his podcast. He's going to be playing, I think it's a cop in it.
Okay.
And because in his podcast that I listen to like all the time,
he talks about filming.
He's talked about filming it,
and
I'll have to check that out. Yeah, he's talking about how I think he's only got one scene with De Niro, but he was just saying it's nuts.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
But I think Martin Scorsese's produced it. But the only thing that puts me off is the director, and he's the guy who did all the Hangover films and stuff.
I did not
Todd
know
Phillips.
that.
So to be fair, his films look nice.
Yeah,
but I don't know, man. As long as I haven't seen Venom. I know you have, but like, just seeing the trailers for that, I was just like, nah, I'm passing on that one.
Yeah.
But I just hope it's
well done, because I wish I had.
So yeah, we've got a new Batman film coming out, directed by Matt Reeves, who did Cloverfield,
Which is ace.
He did Let Me In, which is the remake of Let the Right One In, and he also did 2 of the Planet of the Apes movies, which were both rad as well.
Natalie absolutely adores those films. I think they're great, but like Nat adores them that much. She's watched them. I can't even give you how many times she's watched them.
But when he was announced as director, I was like, yes, he's going to do a fucking good film. And like, take all the time you need, man. Just make a good film.
I think this is the thing. Don't rush them out.
Exactly. Like, I don't think they rushed Batman v Superman, but they definitely rushed Justice League, and it just shows.
When you're dealing with a property that is that loved, you need
just like, look at Christopher Nolan. He took 3 or 4 years in between each film.
Yeah,
produced a great trilogy, and
I think it's too many people who can. What's the word for it? Too many cooks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like with Christopher Nolan, it was his vision.
Oh, totally.
You need someone with the balls to take it where they want to go.
I thought Zack Snyder would have those balls.
I did.
But I just think maybe because the film underperformed the first one, they were just like, they took reins from him a little bit. So.
Yeah. And he also had all that trouble in his personal life.
Yeah, that's very sad. And like, he's a great visionary director, but he needs to tighten.
And he goes from the comic books as well, like a lot of those.
Yeah. Oh well. So next up, about a month ago,
you got very excited.
I did, man.
Something, didn't you?
Well, I'm excited and worried at the same time. Stressed is why.
As if we get stressed about stuff like this.
Well, So they've announced a new Ghostbusters. It was over a month ago now, but they announced it, and I was like, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. And then literally a few minutes later, here's a trailer. And I was like, fuck, it's happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jason Reitman is directing a new Ghostbusters film.
So what's he done before?
He's done Juno, Up in the Air.
See, that's already saying to me this could go well.
Yeah, so he's like his father directed Ghostbusters 1 and 2.
See, I'm not as big a Ghostbusters fan as you, so I didn't realise that. That's amazing.
So he always said, I don't want to do a Ghostbusters film. But maybe it's one of those things that as soon as he got that idea, he's like, Dad, I think I've got an idea for you.
Yeah.
And it probably helps that that's his dad, and his dad's the producer of the Ghostbusters film, so it's probably easy to get a green light or whatever, but I think it could be quite interesting, and hopefully if they've got at least a few of the old cast members like...
So who's on board? Bill Murray's on, isn't it?
No, they haven't confirmed anybody who's in it.
I don't think they'd do this without Bill Murray.
There's talks about it being centred around young kids. So they've gone from all females to young kids now.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, that's worrying.
So, yeah, I don't know whether they're going to go like a Goosebumps way or whatever, but apparently it's a very emotional, heartfelt way that they're going.
If you go
and it'll be a send-off.
Go a Goonies way. That's what you want to do with
That's what I think they will.
Yeah.
I think that's what it will be.
Yeah.
Goosebumps is actually quite good if you haven't watched it.
I've read them.
No, I quite liked it. I haven't seen the second one, but
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, nobody knows anything about it. It's all speculation at this point. So
as long as it's not anything like that last one.
No. Yeah. Anyway,
sorry.
But yeah, production starts soon, and I think that's out like on the 10th.
What were we saying?
July next year. Oh, so there's a fan fest happening as well about Ghostbusters. Well, it's a 2-day event.
Yeah.
Where they've got the cast of the old films. I haven't announced Bill Murray, but Dan Aykroyd's there. Ernie Hudson's there. What's his name? The guy who played Walter Peck. He's also in Die Hard and stuff like that. Yeah. He's there. The cast of the animated series are there.
Awesome.
And so I'm not going to lie, I was very tempted to get a ticket because it's on the Sony lot.
Yeah.
And you get to meet the stars, you get to hang out with the Ghostbusters fans. And then yesterday they announced the prices of it.
I was about to say, how much is that?
So the lowest price to go for this whole weekend is $500.
Right.
And the highest price is $1,500. And
what do you get to do for that?
So for $500, you get to go to like a screening of Ghostbusters 1 and 2. You get to attend the convention thing.
Yeah.
I think you get signed Blu-ray and DVD.
It's just signed, not actually meeting.
No,
signed,
and then there's a few of the little like goodies. Then for another tier, like there's like £1,000 one where you get to have $1,000 one where you get to have. I think you get to have a meet and greet with the animated crew, the cast.
Right, okay, that's series. Cool.
And then for $1,500, you get like a photo with Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, Ivan Reitman. And then you get to have breakfast with talent to be confirmed.
Talent.
So, I mean, it'd be a once in a lifetime thing.
But do you know what that sounds like to me? Have you watched the recent documentary Fire Festival?
I think the exact same.
That's what I'm thinking when I'm hearing
I might offer our services to document it, just in case.
So this is going to be the geek version of Fire Festival?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. No, I can see in some sense why things would cost that much, because obviously there's so many people involved.
Well, it's on the Sony lot, where they make films and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, so it's just, I think it's pricing a lot of fans out.
The real fans as well.
Yeah, who can't afford it, like myself.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I was not looking to see how much flights were to LA on that day.
I reckon I've been looking at flights to LA for a different reason. But yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah.
Right, so you sent me a picture on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I was like, no way.
Yeah.
So Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are having a crossover film to celebrate 80 years of Batman and 35 years of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, so I don't know whether, I'm assuming it's based on a comic book that came out a few years ago, which is actually pretty cool, so if you check it out. But however, the artwork in the comic book that was rad.
You're not keen on this, are you?
It just looks so cheap. I mean, they've only shown a few pictures.
Yeah.
For a start, Leonardo hasn't even got bandanas on his wrists. What's that about? He looks bare.
Bear.
Yeah, but they're churning out these animated films. So you had like the Adam West ones and stuff like that. I mean, you've got more coming this year. You've got the Hush. Did you ever read Hush?
No.
Hush?
No.
So that was by Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee.
Okay.
And it was like a 12-issue arc, and they're going to somehow cram that into 2 films. And then there's rumours they're going to do Long Halloween. Don't know how they're going to cram that in, because that was like 13 issues. I'm guessing they'll probably do another two films or whatever that composes that. And that again was written by Jeff Loeb. That was drawn by Tim Sale, who's one of my favourite comic book artists.
Right. Okay.
So that one's still a rumour, but
I think it's really cool that they're going to be doing it. But as you said, they seem to be churning out these type of like animations. And do you think it's to do with how?
Well, if you saw Killing Joke,
You hate
the animation on that was abysmal. So
yeah, it wasn't the best, was it? And I mean, I was going to say to you, do you think because technology's gone on leaps and bounds, that these animations have become easier to make? So studios are looking at them going, let's churn these out.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're still hand drawn.
Yeah,
You know, they're not CGI ones. So I mean, they're not easy to make, but I just think they give them less money to make them because they know that they'll just sell.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Batman meeting Ninja Turtles, that should be a massive thing. And
damn straight, man.
And like, I don't know, I just think it's just.
You think there'd be a bit more fanfare around it, and then
put a bit more effort.
But there's so much being released at the moment.
Yeah.
Like,
well, there's going to be another Ninja Turtles animated film. It's going to be on Netflix, apparently.
okay.
And okay, this is where I might be wrong into that. But it's called Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
But it's not based on the animated series that's called Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know the new.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a separate film, but called that. But
in the same style as the.
I don't know. They've been a bit coy about it
Because it would be fucking cool if we got like a
the style's cool.
Yeah.
I like the style of that animated series. I just
Yeah.
don't like the content. No.
Because it's a bit dark, isn't it?
Do you know what I've read? Because it was Toy Fair. We're going to get into this a bit later on. But they were showing off some of the new figures from the cartoon.
Yes.
I think Raphael's going to get his size back.
Nice.
So that's one plus.
So should we go on to the next one? All Marvel Netflix shows are now cancelled.
Yeah. So I think Daredevil, Iron Fist, and Luke Cage had already been cancelled, and Defenders.
Yes.
And then as of yesterday, they cancelled Punisher and Jessica Jones.
Which I've been meaning to watch The Punisher because I really like him from The Walking Dead. I think he's a wicked actor.
The actor.
Yeah, I really like him.
He's good. He was in The Wolf of Wall Street. He was pretty good in that.
And he was also in Night at the Museum too. He played like a Bugsy Malone type character.
I bowed out after the first one of those.
Oh, I like that one.
Actually, no. Have I seen the second one?
It's good.
Is Jonah Hill in the second one?
I think he is.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
I've enjoyed it.
I used to work in a video shop, so we used to have one.
Yeah.
There was a third one. I never saw that one.
Maybe it was the third then. But yeah, he was in that.
But they're waxwork models, aren't they, that come alive or something like that?
Yeah, so a lot of them are wax, but I think this one went down the route of there's an Egyptian artifact that brings people. So
I thought that's all of them.
That is all of them, but there's. Oh God, what happened? There's a mummy that gets brought back to life, so it's a very, it's similar to the Mummy in like production.
Right.
Yeah. But what do you think about that? So all of them have been cancelled.
Well,
but were you watching any of them?
I watched Daredevil because Daredevil's as well as Spider-Man, he's like my favourite DC character.
Yeah.
I mean Marvel character. Mainly because he's mostly like Batman, probably.
He pretty much is, isn't he?
Like Batman.
And I mean, if you like Daredevil, like obviously, like the correlation between Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Daredevil as well.
That's what they're. It's meant to be the same.
The foot, the hand.
Well, and the mutagen that gets on the toxic waste that
when they have the crash.
Matt Murdock is what goes into the sewer and lands in.
That's nuts. Yeah.
I mean, that's
not official.
It's not official, but that's what they were writing as.
But are you particularly bothered?
To be honest, I mean, not really.
No, I'm not.
Don't know why I put it in the news then, really.
No, but I think it's quite a good point to have.
But it's a shame about Daredevil because that was good.
Yeah.
But I think they just churned them out too fast. There was just so many of them, and like I couldn't keep up. And like,
no, I think like the studios and they've
And they
seen
didn't tie
that
into the films either. I think they made one reference to the event in New York, which was the first Avengers.
yeah.
And after that, they didn't like have any acknowledgement to the movies. So
No.
they were supposed to be. They were sold as being part of the MCU
Of that universe.
but like they were like the street level version. But they never.
Yeah.
I think there's like internal strife about all that. But
yeah.
there is rumours that they might carry on like on Hulu or something like that.
Because this reminds me of like because Disney are going to be taking all their stuff off Netflix as
Well,
well.
they're creating their own.
They're creating their own platform. Maybe Marvel's looking at, and Marvel are owned by Disney. Or
Yeah. I don't
So
think
maybe
I think they'll be
they'll-
too violent to go on the Disney thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know.
Maybe.
They are doing their own shows. They're doing like a Loki show.
Oh, I just got proper chills then when I read the last one because I didn't see that. So the Star Wars wrapped film.
Oh yeah, episode 9 is finally finished filming.
Can't wait for that.
I can't wait. Like, fuck all you naysayers.
Yeah, fuck
I
off.
love Last Jedi.
Nice,
They're
man.
all whiny babies.
You know my views about the blue milk. And
I thought it was more green anyway.
Perfect.
It was just the look
Green,
that he
so-
looked. This is happening.
Yeah, so thank you very much. So that's wrap film. Do you know what? Like the last one, The Last Jedi. I was looking online for like photos of the set, any leaks I could
Yeah,
find.
I've gone cold on this.
Absolutely cold. So I'm really excited to see where they take this.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm glad, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, the original director got fired, didn't he?
Right. Okay.
He's
Yes.
the director of The Lost World, and I've totally forgotten his name.
Yeah.
He did Safety Not Guaranteed, which I didn't hate that film actually, but I hate Lost World.
Safety Not
What's it called?
Guaranteed. Is that the
Time-
time traveling one?
Yeah.
With the. That's really good. I like.
It's not Lost World. What's it called? Jurassic World.
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
Pants.
But yeah, so he got fired off of.
Was that
Episode
because
nine.
of?
No, I don't think so. He did this other film afterwards, which is meant to be terrible, and
But you know what? Like I feel sorry for these directors now because you got a lot of. I can imagine, like not that this had ever happened, but if you went to make a film with one of these big studios, you've got all these great ideas, but then everyone puts their.
Well, it's
little
their film, it's not yours at the end of the day.
So like.
Apparently, though, like Ryan Johnson, though, when he did his Star Wars film,
Yeah.
like
Rogue One.
no, he did Last Jedi.
Last Jedi. Sorry.
He got like they just said, "We fully trust you. You
Yeah.
make the film you want to make."
Yeah.
Whereas with Han Solo, the directors got fired, and then they had to bring Ron Howard in, and they all got kind of micromanaged.
Yeah.
And then same with what's it called? Rogue One.
Rogue One.
So like Gareth Edwards directed that, but then in editing post production they brought in Tony Gilroy in,
Right.
who was apparently paid a significant amount of money to rewrite some of the scenes and reshoot it. So if you watch the trailer for that film, there's
There's
moments
some really cool stuff
like,
in
there's
the
a bit
trailers.
where
man.
at the end where I think she takes on the main general guy.
Yes.
But like you see this TIE fighter come up in front of her and stuff like that, which is
And
not in
that's
the
not in
final
the film.
film, like, you know. So
This
there's
is
a-
what you could have won.
So there's a whole version of that film that we've never seen. It goes back to what we're talking about with Zack Snyder. Like there's a whole version of Justice League that he made, which I'd really love to see it. That
Yeah.
got like completely, apparently like almost half of that film got scrapped, and they reshot half of that film in like a month. And then from that August to November, that's all they had to work on that film. That's why Superman's got like a flipping hair.
Just shave your tosh, man. I know he had another film, but
Yeah, but the irony was that he couldn't shave his moustache because he was filming Mission Impossible. Then, like a week later, that's when Tom Cruise broke his leg, so he couldn't film Mission Impossible anyway. So they had to.
oh, wounded. So they had to spend all that money on tosh removal, and yeah, could have just shaved it off. But I think that's a recurring thing with Star Wars as well. I suppose it is with any film, but the original cut of Star Wars was meant to be like, and I'm talking about
terrible.
the-
Yeah, it's meant to be really bad.
awful. I watched a whole documentary on that. I think I sent it you, and it was incredible to watch. And like people, when they watched it, were just like,
Editing
What
is
have
such
you
a
done?
like people don't realise how important editing
Yeah.
is to films. Like you
it's
know,
crazy,
and it's
isn't it?
like at the Oscars they were gonna the editing Oscar, I think.
They wanted to put this on.
They weren't even going to televise it. They were going to have it in the breaks, or was it cinematography? It could have been both.
Cinematography, and I believe the editing. Yeah,
and like two of the most important parts of the film.
Yeah.
And they weren't even going to screen it. And
I'd say more important than the actors.
Yeah, I've got a theory though why they were going to take those out.
Why?
So the Oscars is on ABC, which is a Disney channel.
Yes.
Every single Oscar, apart from those 4, Disney had a nomination in. They didn't have one in short film, they didn't have one in cinematography, they didn't have one in editing, and whatever the other one was.
Yeah.
So that's my theory.
So they didn't want it.
They just thought let's not it because we're not in that race. So.
Cheeky gits, if that's the case.
Yeah. But apparently, like loads of directors argued against it, said I think they're backing now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But the thing is, people don't understand. People want to see people win awards. What they don't want to see is all these stupid dance numbers they put in and lame jokes and stuff.
I think when you put so much hard work into something and you've got to that, and it's a slog.
It's nice to
film,
see
man.
People get respect for all the hard work they've done.
The literal people behind the scenes who aren't on camera, they need to be seen at some point because they're the ones who make the film. As much as the actors put the hard work in, etc., etc., there's a lot of other work that goes into it, isn't there?
Yeah. In comic news, this is because it's Batman's 80th year, as we talked about earlier. They've announced they're going to do Scott Snyder's final Batman story. So Scott Snyder's been working on Batman for a while, and he did Detective Comics for a while, then he took over the main title when it became Rebirth. New 52, I think it was. Yeah, and Greg Capullo was the artist who is famous for doing Spawn.
Yes.
And then they're now finally working on their very last Batman story, which sounds nuts. And it's called Batman Last Night on Earth, and it's set in a wasteland version of Earth. And Batman's got a jar that's got the Joker's head in it that talks to him and stuff like that.
This sounds incredible.
So it's going to be a real if you read his last Batman story, which was called Dark Knight's Metal.
Yes.
And all these versions of Batman from other universes come. And there was this version called the Batman Who Laughs.
Right.
And have you seen him? He looks like the Joker, but he's got these bat horns. And his eyes have got
no, tell lie, I have seen that.
And he's got all these zombified Robins on chains and stuff like that. It's fucking messed up.
Yeah.
So a lot of people didn't like it. I liked it because it was just batshit weird. Excuse me. And so he's doing his final Batman story, so that'll be cool. Then you've got the third part of the Batman Ninja Turtles saga, the final part, the third in the trilogy.
Yeah.
So that's coming out. That's I think what the animated film's related to. You've also got the Batman: The Curse of the White Knight, which is a sequel to The White Knight, which was rad, where the Joker becomes rehabilitated and he becomes the mayor of Gotham. Right. And Batman kind of is the villain, but then it kind of I won't spoil it, but it's a wicked book and they're doing a sequel to that.
No, nice. I was just going to mention the Spawn film that Todd McFarlane likes to talk about a lot.
The Todd Father.
The Todd Father. I'm really excited to see what happens with this.
It'd be interesting because the budget's low. I think it's 10 million or something.
Which I think will rein it in. They'll have to be tight on the script. They'll have to make sure it works. And what they're talking about as well, because Sam and Twitch, I think it's Twitch is going to be the main protagonist in it.
Yeah, I don't think the other one's in it. I don't think
Sam,
the fat one. I don't think he's in it.
Oh, okay.
And it's just about the skinny, scrawny one first.
Which he's a wicked character in the comic books. But yeah, from his perspective, that will be amazing. But the reason I wanted to mention it is because Todd McFarlane's now talking about doing it as a trilogy, which really interested me. Whether he'll be able to make this happen, if the first film goes well.
Just make the first one.
Just try and do that first. But the way he talked about this trilogy is he's going to do it in 3 different styles, so all the films are going to look different.
Okay.
So with the Spawn comics, you had the Impaler comics.
Oh, okay.
That was airbrushed. I can imagine it being a similar sort of
aesthetic.
Rotoscope one, yeah. But I'm really excited to see how that turns out, and if it's as dark as he's promising, and it's a proper kick against like all the Marvel universe, and it's actually something for adults, I think we're in stuff that's going to be really good.
One of my biggest regrets is getting rid of all my Spawn comics, you know.
Same here.
Like I had like at least up to 80 in trade.
Yeah, man.
And then, you know, you start culling stuff after a while.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, I'd love to read Spawn.
Yeah, man. Like, do you remember the Spawn Bible?
No,
Spawn Bible. It was an issue of Spawn, but it was all the characters in it. And that was one of my favourite all-time comics. Just like being able to read the bios of them, and like then you'd read the comic, and yeah, they at the time that artwork. I suppose everything sort of got influenced by that artwork. Afterwards.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like,
I mean, like, well, there was that time, like the Image. So you had like Rob Liefeld, you had Todd McFarlane,
yeah,
Jim Lee, and then later you had Greg Capullo, who is still, he's the one. Like, I mean, Jim Lee still draws. Actually, they all still draw apart from Todd McFarlane, who
traces.
He does his. I do love watching his drawing things.
I just love his voice. Like the start of the animated series, you know, you're in for a wild, dry storm. But
so yeah, and lastly, I just want to talk about Lee Hardcastle's new film.
Awesome. Man.
So Lee Hardcastle, for those who don't know, is like a claymation animator who does like adult claymations that are really violent and really quite messed up and a bit
really good.
Yeah, I mean, if you're into nerdy stuff, he delves into all that. So like Simpsons and
he's done The Thing.
Yeah,
he's done,
things like that, but kind of puts his own little crazy spin on it. So he's done 2 Simpsons couch gags. So one of them, I forgot what the first one, but the second one was like.
Does Marge? So she time travels in this, doesn't she?
Yeah, so I can't remember the first one. The second one is like, what's the film called? You're Next, I think. And they're wearing those sheet masks and stuff.
Is that what it is?
So the first,
I didn't realise there was
a big shootout in the second one. Then the third one, which came out a few days ago, he has like the time traveling toaster.
That's it.
Which is from an episode, I think, Treehouse of Terror.
Yes. Okay.
And so he's used that device in his short film.
Yeah.
But it's mixed in with Master of the Universe. It's really bizarre. Yeah,
it's really, really good. Like the style of it, I absolutely love. It's so dark.
So like you've got Mr. Burns is Skeletor, and I think Marge bizarrely is He-Man or something weird.
It's Homer He-Man, and then Marge becomes He-Man, or am I completely?
I have no idea. Ned Flanders is Man at Arms.
He looks rad.
And then there's a scene where he trains her and they're like doing
That's it.
Yeah. It's really weird, but anyway, check it out, it's wicked. Right, okay, so what have you been, I'm going to ask you, what have you been watching, playing, reading and listening?
I've been looking through people's windows and so what have I been watching? I started the new series of True Detective.
Oh, yeah, good. I didn't like the last one.
The last one was, I fucking hate that Colin Farrell, can't stand it.
Oh, really?
He's the film ruiner. The moment I see him walk onto a set or into a film, I'm just like, right.
Do you not even like In Bruges?
I see now you
I think that's a bad film.
I like that film.
And the music's ace.
Yeah, okay. We'll let him off with that one.
Everyone's allowed one.
You're allowed one. Yeah, he's allowed one pass. But I've been watching True Detective. I've been enjoying it. It's nice, it's slow paced. They've gone back more to the original way it was done. There's still the weird stuff in it, but it's not getting too weird like the other one did.
Series 1 was so good.
Series 1, I don't. It's going to be hard to surpass that. I've mainly been playing with myself. So I've been playing. This will later when we do shows your shit, our shit. Whether when we should
show us your shit.
When we do show us your shit, I'll show you everything I've bought. But I've been playing Fallout 76, which I'll talk about later. I've been playing Metro Last Light and Red Dead Redemption. Completed that. Now
you played Red Dead?
Yeah, man.
Shit.
I'm not 100%ed.
I'm like 27%.
Man, I've gone online now, which we'll go into later as well. So Fallout 76. I bought the game. It had gone down from £50 down to £15, which is always a bad sign. Yeah. But I thought, you know what? For 15 quid, I love a car crash. I'm going to give this a go. So put it in. It took a day and a half to download. I couldn't get on the game for 7 days because it kept kicking me off the servers. Then when I got in, the world looked really nice. Really looking forward to walking around it and doing, because obviously there's no NPCs in the game, which was a very bad move. But it was that broken, I just gave up with it. The other thing it did was, once I downloaded the game, it took all my other games off my PlayStation.
What?
So I had to reload all my games back on.
Really?
Yeah.
What a
100%. So it's not just buggy, it fucks your PlayStation up as well. But from that game, because I'm mad into my post-apocalypse.
Yeah.
I imagine myself as a Mad Max type character.
Do you know what I've never played and I own it? The Mad Max game.
It's good. It's a lot of go fetch, but it looks really nice.
I heard it plays like the Batman games.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the fighting's definitely very similar, or completely nicked. One of the two.
Well, I think it's the same developer.
It is, isn't it? Is it Arkham? No, not Arkham.
Well, it's Warner Brothers owns Rocksteady, and they own like all the companies.
The interesting thing about that game as well, it was actually meant to be it was a proper tie-in before, and it was meant to be part of the film universe.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm wording this correctly, but the director from Mad Max was meant to be involved in the game, and there's loads of little bits in the game that have been left there that are to do with him. I don't know the extent.
Okay, George Miller, you mean?
George Miller, yeah. Okay. Anyway, so from Fallout 76, I was really depressed. Right. I'd completed Red Dead. I didn't know where I was going next. I've got Horizon Zero Dawn.
I love that game.
So I need to do that. But I needed like my dirty post-apocalypse.
Right.
Metro Last Light.
It's good.
Not Last Light. Metro Exodus. Sorry, Last Light was the one before. Not just good. I would say my favourite FPS shooter. Well, first-person shooter ever to.
Really, I'll have to check this out then.
It goes from a sandbox environment to linear story, but it does it seamlessly, and it looks beautiful.
Nice.
It's terrifying. So that's great. I've been listening to Dawn of Midi.
Dawn of Midi?
I've started playing the band again with an old friend called Chris Collis, who's in an amazing band, quite a big band called This Town Needs Guns. Killed it with them, toured, blah blah blah. But he recommended this band to me, and I can't stop listening to them. They're a three-piece, piano, upright bass, and drums, and they write this mathematical music. I think that's the way you describe it. Like, not math rock, but it's all acoustic, but it sounds. The name's quite telling.
It sounds like chiptune, kind of like. Just from the name MIDI.
Just from the name, that's what you'd expect. But it's that well played. What they did, I was reading some things about how they recorded the record, and they did it in the dark.
Yeah.
So they played their instruments, and they just wanted to fixate on the sound of how it sounded, and it sounds like it's programmed in parts, but it's not done to click. It's incredible. Man.
Wow, I'm gonna check that out.
But yeah, what have you been watching, playing, etc.?
Right, so just been doing a bit of rewatching really. So I rewatched Bohemian Rhapsody.
I've still not seen it, man.
I'm a big Queen fan. Growing up, my dad always had it on in the car, blasting it out, and I enjoyed it at the cinema. I mean, it falls. It follows a lot of tropes of like typical,
rock movies,
biopics.
Yeah.
Of. Is it biopics or biopics? I don't know.
Biopics.
Yeah, that's what I've always said. Biopics.
Yeah, I don't know.
I always hear people say biopics.
You said saga earlier, but say
saga.
Yeah.
I always say saga.
It is saga.
Otherwise, saga. Anyway. So I watched it again the other night. Me and Caroline really enjoyed it, and do you know what? I still enjoyed it. And like people go, yeah, if you take out the Queen music, it's not a very good film. Like,
but it's about the Queen music.
The Queen music. So, and
funny enough, if you take the Simpsons out, the Simpsons shit.
I know, yeah, funny though, isn't it? But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It is like a pop. It's like a celebration of Freddie and Queen. It's not like you're not seeing Freddie,
full on,
doing his thing, which is fine because it's supposed to be a celebration about him and the music, not about his age and his life, his lifestyle outside of the music. It's in there, but it's not like in your face. And I don't know what film people wanted to see.
I want to see something about.
It ends really positive.
The dogma of the band,
it's got like really cliched bits about like Brian May gets everybody on stage like, everybody clap your hands and stamp.
Oh, and that's how the song's written.
Yeah, and it's a bit cheesy, but
but let it have it, man.
Fun, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And Nay says, well, that song was already written by that point. It came out on the album in 1970.
Yeah.
It's like, just go with it. But like the performances are great. The guy plays Brian Mays from Sutton Coldfield. Well, he lived in Sutton Coldfield. He played in a few rugby teams in Sutton Coldfield.
Oh, crazy one.
Which is where I'm from. But Remy Malik was ace as Freddie.
Remy Malik as in
Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot, man.
Yeah.
I loved him in Mr. Robot. I think he's going to go on to even better things.
Well, I think he's going to win the Oscar.
Yeah. There you go. Top tip.
Well, he's won the Golden Globe and BAFTA and...
Nice, man.
I rewatched the new Harry Potter film, Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald.
I might rewatch that.
I didn't like it the first time.
Yeah.
I liked it a little bit more this time, but I still think it's the weakest of all of them. I like
Potter.
Potter's not even.
No, yeah.
It's so disjointed, and it's like one of those annoying films where it's like the connective one where it branches off and there's no plot to it or anything really.
Okay, but it's nice to be in that universe because, as I said to you, I watch them every Christmas.
I love the Harry Potter films. It's like
guilty pleasure.
Oh no, not even guilty, man. I love it. I started to watch The Umbrella Academy the other day. I love the comic book, which is by our favourite Gerard Way.
Right, okay. Yeah.
But the comic book was great, man.
Yeah,
and the series is quite good. It's almost like the Royal Tenenbaums meets like.
Is this on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like the Royal Tenenbaums meets Doom Patrol.
Wicked.
And it's quite cool, man. I'm only like 3 episodes into it, but I'm excited to see where it goes and see. Like, it's already deviated from the comic book, which I kind of expected it to.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the characters called Space Boy. He's got the body of an ape in a spacesuit, and he's like about.
I remember the actual comic books now. Yeah.
So he's big in it, and they're alluding to that he's got hairy arms and he's big. So whether or not they're going to do a big full reveal, I don't know. Before Christmas, I just want to get these out there. I watched Spider-Verse, Spider-Man, Spider-Verse.
Which is meant to be one of the best Spider-Man movies.
No, it's not only the best Spider-Man film, I think it's one of the best superhero films ever made.
Wow.
And I'm not including Dark Knight, because I think that is more of like a crime thriller kind of.
Yeah.
But as far as like superpowers and all that kind of craziness, it's incredible. The writing is on point. Animation is amazing. The look of it is just, for me as an animator, it's just like mind blowing.
So it's not like a backstory, is it? Does it go straight in? He's already Spider-Man.
Yeah. So it's got lots of different timelines of Spider-Man. So
yes,
it starts. So it's mainly about Miles Morales becoming Spider-Man. But you've got 2 Peter Parker. You've got like 3 Pete Parkers in it. And you've got like a manga version of Spider-Man. You've got the pig version, which is Peter Porker, Spider-Ham.
Incredible.
But man, I just had a smile the whole time watching. It's just a proper shit-eating grin. And it's all CGI, but there's like flourishes where like they've hand drawn like comic book like whoosh lines and stuff like that. Actually hand drawn it in and stuff like that. And it's beautiful. And then I watched Aquaman on the same day, and Aquaman, it's not a good film at all, but I really enjoyed it because it's just batshit insane.
Right. Okay.
And again, he's not a likable person.
No.
But it's just like all of a sudden dinosaurs are in it, and you're like, so we're doing dinosaurs in this film? Okay, I'll watch this.
But that's a comic book, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. I've been playing Red Dead. I'm nowhere near as far as it is you.
You need to get online and play with me. We'll start.
I'm online with it.
Come and join the Plunder Boys.
But
that's our name, the Plunder Boys.
I find it. Any other open world game I play, I find this one really different. Like the controls are like purposely the opposite of what you're used to, and I don't know whether they do that on purpose.
It does make you frustrated, like the first few hours.
You if you try and play it for an hour, you can't. You have to sit and play with it for a few hours. You can't just pick it up and do one mission because I'm terrible. I forget how to play a game after I put it down. And don't get me wrong, I like it a lot, but it's just, it's so visually intense. There's so much to do that I'm just like,
yeah. I sometimes do like a quest marker and like you go here.
Yeah, I like
it brainless.
It's like Breath of the Wild. I love that game, but it's just so big. I'm just daunted by it. And Horizon, again, I love it, but I'm just daunted by it. I got the new Resident Evil 2 remake.
It was a choice between that and Metro with me.
But like, I'm not that far into it, but it looks gorgeous. Like Resident Evil 2 is like one of my favourite games.
Yeah, it's a great game, man.
But this is gorgeous, and I got into the police,
the station,
and I just pooed myself straight away. And I was like, this is too much for me right now. I had to turn it off. I was like, I'll get to it later.
I have to play games like that with like all the curtains up,
the
lights on in the day. At night, not a chance.
But like back when the graphics were like they were, you could kind of like, there's that separation because they look so blocky and that you're like, well, they don't look real. It's not real. But now they've got like their jaws are hanging off.
I've seen some of the footage.
You're like, woof. But one nice thing is me and Caroline have been playing a lot of video games together.
Have you?
Yeah.
I've been trying to get Nat on that.
We got out the Wii U and I've got a Switch, but all the games that are on the Switch are also on the Wii U, but they're a lot cheaper on the Wii U. So I've just been buying like Donkey Kong for £10 or Mario for £10.
Nice.
And we've just been loving it, man. We've been playing Mario 3D Land.
Yeah, that's right.
We've been playing Mario Kart and new Super Mario Brothers Wii U and Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. They're wicked. And we've also been playing Scrabble a lot. And Caroline whoops my ass every time.
We played, myself and Natalie, over Christmas we played Monopoly, but it was Star Wars Monopoly. But we couldn't figure out how to make it like, there were little things that you had to do, like roll a dice that had one black side and one white side, one for the dark side and one for the... And we couldn't figure that out, so we just played it as normal.
Yeah, there was a Harry Potter Scrabble which I was tempted to get.
Yeah. Where
you can spell out Harry Potter like, spell names.
Yeah.
And you get special points and cards and stuff like that, and I thought, but you can still play normal Scrabble with it as well.
Well, this is it, yeah.
But it was sold out. So reading wise, I'm still reading the Beastie Boys book.
Man, I want to get that. Like,
it's really good, man. Like, because it's all. So every other chapter is written by one of the two surviving Beastie Boys. Because sadly, obviously, MCA passed away of cancer 2012. So his voice is like missing from it. So every other chapter, Mike D and Ad Rock.
I was going to say Chuck D, but
Ad Rock. They do the other chapters. But in between those, they get some of their famous friends to write chapters. Like who are in the music scene and stuff like that. And all of a sudden there'll be a cookbook for like 10 pages about like famous like New York kind of dishes and stuff.
Apparently it's really
it's massive.
Yeah.
But like the minutiae they get into about music and stuff, like if you're a music fan, like even if you're not into hip hop and like proper old like punk stuff, like, all that kind of stuff, like Bad Brains and stuff, which they go into a lot on that, and like their recording of how they record their first like 8-track and stuff like that. It's really cool, man. And I got the audio version of it as well.
That would be good in the car, man.
Well, I thought I'd get that because I'd love to hear them tell their story, but they hardly read any of the chapters themselves. They get their famous friends like Jarvis Cocker and all these kind of people to read a chapter, and people from Sonic Youth and stuff like that to read chapters. So it's still cool, but I'd have preferred to be from their voice. But it's alright.
You just mentioned Jarvis Cocker. Can I say something?
Yeah.
I didn't meet Jarvis Cocker, but when I went to go and see Hank Von Hell from Turbo Negro, I went to a juice bar in the middle of London. Can't remember where it's. Shoreditch, of course. Shoreditch. And as I was queuing, it was raining outside, and there was a guy in a Big Mac in front of me, and it was Jarvis Cocker. And he went to me, excuse me, and he got some kale crisps off the side, bought them and left. I thought I'd mention that.
When you say Big Mac, I just pictured him as a
Big Mac.
They're listening, so as I mentioned, I've been listening to the psychedelic Corn Crumpets, especially one song over and over and over again. And there's this band called Superheaven, a bit of a shit name.
I know Superheaven. Is it like quite metal?
No, they're like a grungy, like grungy kind of like alternative.
I'm thinking of
rock.
Death Heaven.
No, alternative rock band that from fairly recent, but then they've got a bit of a 90s sound to them. And I love that 90s kind of like, obviously Nirvana and
That big open drum sound.
Oh yeah, man, yeah, and like kind of like Sonic.
Nice.
Nice. So yeah, I've been enjoying that. Alright, so this last weekend it was the toy fair in, not the one that we went to, that was the weekend, but the proper one where all the big guns come and show their latest offers of what we're going to waste our money on.
Yeah, you were sending, because I haven't been as closely following it.
Well, I wasn't, but like
every now and
groups
then
that I'm on Facebook, have been posting pictures. I'm like, oh, I've got to show that to Tom.
And
So first off, we'll talk about NECA.
Right.
So NECA, we all know, do like really super detailed.
I still don't know.
Figure.
Well, no,
I've
got my
Turtles.
Hellraiser and I've got the Turtles. Actually,
Well,
yeah,
bootleg Turtles.
bootleg Turtles.
So they're famous for doing lots of Alien and Predator figures.
Yes.
So now they showed more of those. But what they've started to do now is they've done, you know, the old Kenner Alien figures, like the Scorpion Alien and stuff.
Man, I've talked about them on here before.
So they're doing like realistic versions of those, like really super detailed ones.
Man.
But I tell you what I thought was really cool they're doing is they're doing Predator figures in the style of the old Kenner ones.
That's
So like, you know, like
with the
6
big
inch
gun
with
and-
like a big like projectile gun. things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. It looks really cool. They've only got like 5 points of articulation, but they look better than the old Kenner ones. But
Yeah.
they're in that kind of. They look really cool, man.
Yeah.
For me, this was like my highlight.
When you sent me these, I
So-
couldn't get over it actually.
So they killed it with their Ninja Turtle stuff this year. So the last few years at Con, they've released like they did the video game Turtles.
Yes.
Then they did the repaints of those, which were the cartoon Turtles, which looked sick. Which came with Shredder, Krang, and Foot Soldiers. Then the year after that, they did the movie ones, which were fucking
looking.
awesome. So they did the big movie ones, then they scaled them down to like.
And they did the
7
Foot
inch.
Soldier. Was it that year as well?
No. And so this year, they've showed off, which you can now buy singly. You can go like, because there's a whole issue with Playmates. They've got the master license, the toy license,
Yes.
so they can produce like mass produce and mass distribute. You know, the turtle figures. So NECA can't do that. So what they can do is they can have one store sell a product. So like GameStop
Right.
have got the exclusive rights to the movie Turtles. So you can
Oh,
buy them
okay, I
individually
understand,
now.
yeah.
So you might be able to get them off eBay a bit cheaper than you before. You're still going to pay shitty import tax.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah.
whether or not we'll ever get them over here, I don't know. But so yeah, they were showing off those box movie Turtles. They also showed off the 2 packs of the animated Turtles. So you'd get Leonardo with Shredder, you'd get Michelangelo with the Foot Soldier, Donatello
Awesome.
with Krang and stuff. Which I spent a lot of money getting those off
I remember.
eBay. But what they've showed off now is they've showed off Bebop and Rocksteady in the animated style.
They look so
and they look
good.
fucking mint.
They do look mint, don't they?
I just need those on my shelf right now. But they've also hinted, like a few years ago, they showed off Leatherhead, Trog, another one of the Rock guys,
They look great as
and
well, man.
Slash
Yeah.
in the video game style. But they've
Yeah.
said that I think they're going to scrap the video style of the
Yeah.
video game and just release them as the animated series.
I think they should, because the video game ones, they're just the ones you can't get if you.
Yeah,
Do you know?
but you can get cool
can
bootlegs of those
Can you?
off eBay. Yeah.
Maybe I'll have those on Bootleg Corner.
Yeah. But they also showed off their movie Shredder, which is like their 1/4 scale, which are like, you know, the,
The
big ones.
detail on that thing is incredible,
I know.
isn't
You
it,
see the
man?
cape on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've announced Shredder and the Foot Soldier. So I think their bodies are the same,
Yes.
but like Shredder's obviously red and he's got all the claws and the removable mask to show his like slash face and that. So hopefully they'll shrink those down,
And then we can get.
those. And hopefully they'll end up doing the Casey Jones, because I need.
Yeah, man.
That Casey Jones is like not well loved in the toy world. I think.
Yeah, it's not. He's one of the coolest characters as
I
well.
need some more. They also showed off their Toonie Terrors, which are pretty
Which
cool.
I typed in on Google and found some absolutely nuts film.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
Yeah,
We'll put
it's
a
a
little
bit
link.
weird.
But yeah, they've showed off Jason Pennywise, 2 versions of Pennywise. So the Tim Curry one and the new version.
The better one than the new one.
And then Freddy. So they look pretty cool. They're like kind of cartoon versions of.
I don't think it's anything I'd have on my shelf, but they're rad.
I think
You know what I mean? They look really cool.
They've announced a Bob Ross figure. I don't know about you, but I love watching Bob Ross.
When I used to smoke weed when I was younger, not that I smoked weed very often, but like that would always end up on.
it was just.
It's so
calming.
there's what does he say? There are no mistakes, there are just happy accidents.
Yeah.
That's what my dad said to me.
So not only did NECA like kill it at the toy fair, so did Super 7. So Super 7 have finally shown off, or finally unveiled, He-Man, 2 versions of Skeletor and Karg from the movie.
That's nuts,
So you
man.
finally, our first ever
They look
Dolph Lundgren He-Man.
incredible.
I know.
I really want these because I love the movie. I know it gets slated. But
It's got a play. It's not a good film, but it's one of those ones we just love because it's what we
it's
watched as a
He-Man
kid.
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
But they look ace, man. The Skeletor, which is based on the Frank Welker one, looks
Yeah.
not Frank Welker. Is it Frank Welker? Frank Welker's the fucking voiceover artist, isn't it?
I think so.
Anyway, yeah. But the problem is with these toys, again, they're like mail order ones, and we can never fucking get them over here. They're just
No, it's
like
annoying,
anytime
isn't
we've
it?
seen them at the toy cons,
Yeah.
they're like £100 plus, aren't they?
Yeah, easy.
For these like Mutu figures, as they call them.
Yeah.
But I tell you what really excited me though, they showed off a Toxic Avenger in the same...
This was the one that you
Toxic
sent me, and
Crusader.
I was like, right,
Yeah, so it's in the
this.
same style as these He-Man figures,
Yeah.
same like articulation and stuff, but it's based on the old Playmates figures that we fucking love,
Yeah.
and I'm so excited about it.
It looks beautiful and it looks matte. It doesn't look shiny.
Yeah.
It looks.
The problem is with Super 7, sometimes what they show at these toy cons and what you get is not necessarily the same.
But if it's half as good as it looks,
Yeah.
like, I'd be happy with
But
that.
next to this Toxic, it had Ninja Turtles coming soon.
Which
So I don't know what they're going to do because NECA have already done the movie and the cartoon, and they've
maybe
killed
something
it.
it's newer.
I reckon if they're doing this Playmates Toxic, I reckon they're going to do Playmates style Ninja Turtles, but in that articulation.
Imagine.
So the colours and the orange weapons and stuff.
Imagine if they did the Playmate style. I'd fucking
be all over that.
yeah.
They showed off some Ren and Stimpy, but those are like, sadly at the moment, they're like patent pending or like license pending. So
Yeah, so they've got to be assessed.
but they
Yeah.
looked awesome, and they were
They look-
sculpted by the Four Horsemen.
So the Ren and Stimpy. Can I jump one?
Yeah.
To go to this one.
Yeah. We're there anyway.
So they're doing Beavis and Butthead, aren't they, as well?
Yeah, and their little reaction figures.
Yeah. Reaction figures.
The reactions where they've tried to make them like the Kenner Star Wars figures, so they're that size.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah.
So they're like
What
three
did you
inches?
think about? Like, it's a really because
Well,
obviously
when
we
I
had
saw
to
the first
zoom in.
image, I was like, "Oh yeah!" And then
then-
you were like, "I need to see a higher res one." And I found a higher res one. I was like,
Doesn't look good.
"Oh, those sculpts aren't
Yeah,
good."
like Ollie does. Like you make your own, and I prefer. Like yours are great.
Well, mine for a start is big.
Yeah, but they've got the features right. Whereas I'm looking at those, and from the pictures anyway, I'm not down.
No. Yeah, agreed. Their RoboCop one was cool. They had like an Ed 2.9.
That would look cool. But we missed. Sorry, because I jumped.
No,
ahead.
everybody talks about that.
Have we
We didn't mention Conan. And they've done a Conan as well.
which style is he in? Is he?
He's in the same as the He-Man and Toxic.
But is he done? Oh, so it's cast like.
So he's like a tall figure, like really
He's not.
articulated.
He's not Schwarzenegger though.
No, it's like the original like comic book version of Conan.
Wicked.
Okay, so from Super 7, we've got DC Direct.
So what's DC Direct?
So DC Direct is like their own, like DC's own, like.
So
toy
direct
company.
from DC.
Yeah. So like Mattel have a DC license.
Okay, yeah.
So they do like all the cheaper price figures that you'll see like in Smith's Toy Shop or what. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Whereas DC Direct is like your more comic book shop kind of adult collector.
Add a
kind of-
zero onto the end of the price.
Yeah. So they unveiled, these aren't toys, but these are called DC Engines of Chaos.
Interesting.
And they're these like mad statues that are like about this big. And they're like characters
What,
riding.
dioramas?
Yeah. But they're like riding like vehicles that are like in the style of like Mad Max. So like all like these built kind of like. So Batman's on this motorbike, like taking on these like robot Jokers.
That sounds really cool.
And like on paper, I'm like, oh, shit, sounds shit. And then you saw a picture of it, I'm like, that's fucking rad.
See, I thought in my head, what I've envisaged anyway.
Well, you just look post-apocalyptic. stuff
Yeah, fucking-
So just add.
Load of robot fucking jokers.
So that looks awesome. And then for my favourite though, they've done this luchador wrestling line that's called Lucha Explosiva. And so like, you know luchadors are. Right?
yeah,
Like,
the masked wrestlers.
They look awesome, man. So they've done Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and then they've done.
So wait there, they're doing masked, like comic book heroes with luchador masks.
Yeah, but like, so Batman hasn't got like, he's just got the Bat logo on, but he's like shirtless, but he's got like big gloves on, and like they've got capes, and like they look wicked. They
Okay, I'll check these out, man.
And so they're releasing them in waves of 2. So the first wave is Batman and I believe Deathstroke.
Right.
And because his mask works perfectly for like a luchador. Then the second one is like Superman and what's his name? Metallo.
Right.
Then the next one is Wonder Woman and Cheetah. I think her name is.
Okay.
My mind's gone dead. But they look wicked. They've also announced they've shown off some new animated figures, which were never actually in the animated series, but they could have been in the Justice League ones, but I never watched those. But they've shown off like Frank Miller armored suit animated style ones.
Nice.
Which looks rad. As well as Deathstroke and some other ones. And then Mezco have shown off their new rad Batman 89, so it looks just like Keaton.
Yeah.
The things with Mezco, they do like proper clothes on their figures, so again, you like your dolls.
Your dolls.
But they've also done Ghostbusters as well, which look awesome. And they've done these like cool minifigs. Like, I'm not a big fan of these like big head figures.
What, the Funko?
No, they're not Funkos, but they've got like small bodies. But
Are we talking like
these are articulated with accessories and stuff.
Why have they got big heads of it?
I don't know.
I
But
don't
they look
like
quite
it.
cool. They look alright.
The only things that should have big heads when they're figures are those footballers that you used to collect when you were
Oh
young.
my god, I forgot about the little patch of grass on
Yeah,
the
I had
bottom.
Alan Shearer and he was my favourite. Know nothing about football, but I had Alan Shearer.
I was the same. I collected football cards in like '91.
Because you wanted to be part of the
Probably
gang.
was, and I was like, I never even liked football.
And you used to go shiny.
Oh.
That meaning changed later on. That's a shiny.
So Funko, going to your favourite pops, they showed off
Yeah.
loads of those shitty things. They did show off some Ghostbusters ones though. That
Just because it's Ghostbusters doesn't make any of that Funko shit.
all right,
any
the
good.
slime one looked cool though. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
Oh, okay, slime.
And they showed off
reference,
Cheers. I mean, Cheers Funko Pop.
Cheers is in Woody Harrelson Cheers.
Yeah, and some Jaws ones, so you can get like all your characters from Jaws, including the shark.
We're gonna need a bigger head. That's alright.
Yeah, they showed off. Do you know what the DC Primal Age is?
No.
So they've done their own like He-Man style figures,
Right. Okay.
and so they've done their own DC ones, and it's kind of like Primal Age. So it's like caveman, barbarian, like
Okay, I can see
Batman,
that.
Superman.
Yeah.
So they've shown off their Superman ones and the Green Lantern and stuff. And Superman, right, he's got his own like the cat, Battle Cat.
Battle Cat.
He's a big polar bear. Why
That
Superman
sounds-
needs a polar bear though?
No, that sounds cool though.
But I'm guessing it's because he's got the Fortress of Solitude that's in.
Yes.
Like, so
Yeah,
he's got
yeah,
a
I
big
can see
polar
that.
bear. They've shown off their Street Fighter ones, which look rad though. The Chun-Li one looks excellent.
Do you know what? I do like some of the the thing is I can't remember the name of the companies that did them.
And the good thing about these, they're quite affordable. I went to a comic shop the other day and they have some of the Thundercats ones in.
Nice.
And they're only £12 and they look really
See,
nice.
that's
man.
good, isn't it, man? And what are the quality of them? Did you have a little look?
Well, they have again some quality control issues, but the ones I saw look fine. Some of the Lion-O's they've turned up with the legs popped off,
Right.
but you can But if you're one of these people like, I've got a keep minting card,
Yeah.
then, you're gonna want to.
Yeah, you're gonna want a new one.
Yeah. And there's supposed to be a wave 2 of Thundercats, but they didn't show that off because.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, Hasbro showed off more of their Marvel Legends. I'm not into these.
I don't like. There's other podcasts that go on about these quite a bit.
For me, they're like too articulated. There's like too many joints in them. They look a bit like.
They look. I don't know. I'm not bothered.
Yeah, they showed off more Star Wars.
Cool.
Yeah, they had some because the Star Wars Celebration, which is like the 2-day event, or like it might be even longer, where they have like all the Star Wars character actors there and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
They're doing some exclusives, and they've done their Star Wars Black series, which is their detailed.
Which I think look really,
some of them
really
look wicked.
nice, man.
They've done a Obi-Wan and a Darth Maul, but in the style of the original figures, the little ones, and the cards are the same as well, but just scaled up.
Ooh.
They look really nice, man. So Hasbro have also got the Power Rangers license. They've been showing off some of their like highly detailed Power Rangers. They're
Nice.
pretty cool. But I tell you what, I think you will like is they've done the Star Wars retro line,
Okay.
where they've redone the original Star Wars figures.
When you say redone, just copied the sculpts?
Yeah, they're the exact same ones, same figures.
In boxes?
Yeah. The only problem is the box have got like a big red sticker that says retro. But they still look cool though, man.
Yeah,
I might have to get some. Because these will come to the UK, so we'll actually
we'll get some of those, won't we?
And my favourite one. I'm not a big Transformers fan. I like Transformers.
I love the figures more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they've announced I can't even say. They've announced Ectotron, which is Ecto 1 Transformer.
Yes, you sent me this.
So
what's going on there?
Well, apparently they're doing like a comic book where the Ghostbusters meet the Transformers.
That's
and
cool,
somehow Ecto 1 becomes a Transformer.
That's rad.
So
but like the actual figure you sent me, I was like, fucking buy
so
that.
yeah, apparently it's a GameStop exclusive one. So whether or not we'll ever see it here,
sucks that does, man.
So I might be able to find it on eBay for flipping stupid prices, but
and I'm sure you will.
Yeah. Let me see some of your fucking shit then, Tom.
Let's look at our shit. So I'm going to start off with this. I've recently got
a big muff.
I've got a big muff. But it's a little muff.
It's a little muff.
So I bought this. I got it off a friend. I haven't bought it brand new, but it's like
it looks good though, man.
It looks cool. It's little and it's good for practicing. And it sounds alright. And getting back into music and starting playing again, I just wanted a second because I usually play with a Rat. I've bought myself a little big muff. A nice big muff.
Leave it on the table.
Leave it on the table. Oh god, yeah, forgot. I'm gonna pile it up. Do you want to do one for one?
Yeah, I'll just show off some music. So I went to Brighton for the New Year's.
Yeah.
Found a record shop. And I felt like getting the Foo Fighters' Colour in the Shade.
Nice.
I love this album.
Yeah, it's a great album.
I just think it's just full of bangers. It's just a classic.
It is just classic. Oh, that's a good one.
Picked up the Eels.
I love that artwork as well.
I love this album.
Yeah.
One of my favourites. Called BT from Beastie Boys.
Nice.
This album is one of my all-time favourites.
Rad, and you're reading the book as well? So.
Yeah, reading the book. And then this is the Mondo version of the Batman score.
That looks beautiful.
So I bought the Batman Returns one last year. So I forgot I actually pre-ordered this, and so it turned up. I was like,
oh nice.
Forgot about that. It was like a nice little surprise. So yeah.
So I'll go on to. I bought this DVD. It's the second in a line. They're called Burn to Shine. I had this years ago. It's not stood up to the test of time really, but it's got like shellac playing. The premise is that they have a house that's going to be demolished.
Okay.
And the day before it's demolished, they basically put a gig on in there, and it's if you watch it, they go into it more on the DVD. There's some really good stuff on there. Like Tortoise are amazing, Shellac are amazing.
Nice.
Like you can borrow this if you want. The Tortoise track on that is incredible live. A lot of it though, I'm not into the bands. The two that I really like, Shellac and Tortoise. But I had all these before.
I've never heard of these before.
You borrow that, mate.
That's
it's really,
cool,
really good. So yeah, I got that.
Lovely. I'll show off some boots.
Ooh.
So yeah, other than the Beastie Boys book, I picked I never even knew this existed.
That looks really nice.
And I went to London to see a friend and went to the comic shop. And The Venture Brothers is one of my favourite animated series.
I started watching it after you recommended it.
I'm going to have to properly do an episode about it. But this is a gorgeous book, man. It's just full of like all like pre-production artwork and stuff like that. Stuff that I just cream over.
You love this stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
I do, to be fair. Man.
And yeah, they go in depth on every episode. And
oh, that's really nice.
but like it wasn't even supposed to be where it's supposed to be in like A to Z of books. It was in the wrong spot.
So you've seen it and it's like that's meant to be.
Well, it was meant to be, so
yeah,
I'm
man.
gonna buy it.
Awesome, man.
So I've got that.
That's really nice. So I do have He-Man because I bought him straight afterwards, but I bought this at the toy fair. I'm really chuffed with him.
Okay, let's test how good is his waist swivel. So if you pop him down, just to hold his leg
Oh,
down.
I see what you're saying. Let's hold him down. Go for it.
There you go. Oh, hang on.
Go on, have a
I was
go.
playing with him on my hand. Right, no, you should. Yeah.
No, he's a little bit. Oh, there you go.
Do you know what? For a 35-year-old toy,
It's not bad, is it?
that's
man?
not bad.
But I'm chuffed with him. I went because I didn't want to spend any more at the toy fair because I was like, you know, when you're thinking,
I'm gonna buy it for the sake of buying it.
I'm going to buy it for the sake of it. But I was like, so I went on eBay and I picked up, I think it was a complete He-Man that I forgot to bring today. to go with him, and that's
Is he good quality? Is he good?
He's wicked, man. What's the only thing that's
Because there was one guy
mark on his foot?
Because there's one guy who had a mint one, but he didn't have his battle axe.
Didn't trust him,
and he was like, "I'll post you the battle axe. I'll find it. I'll find it."
I don't want to wait for my battle axe. I want it all together. So yeah, I've got him and He-Man. Go on. After
I'll just chuck these in quickly, but I had a house party and someone stole my Radiohead collection.
Gotta have a copy of that.
So I found it for £1. More eels for £1. Shall I tell the story about that?
No, don't tell the story. He was very shifty with the way, because he had to replace this.
Yes.
But we won't go into it because they're a local provider.
Yeah. But I finally have a complete skeletal. These are the new ones, so like this is the original retro. When from like 82, something like that.
82, yeah.
So these are the Super 7 like new versions, which are
Which
supposed to
look
be
great as
based
well,
on the cartoon more so than the figures. So it's like a mixture.
How much did that set you back, by the way?
At the Comic Con when I bought it originally.
Yeah.
At £20.
And how much at the other place?
At 25.
Okay, cool.
They've only got She-Ra in them at the moment.
Yeah, I might have to pop down and grab myself.
They're pretty cool.
Really nice.
Don't get the Skeletor that's there now though. just a warning.
Just a warning. Right then, so
I'm tempted to open this right now, you know.
no, don't do it, man. Save it for a bit. No. So, as I said earlier, that game's absolutely incredible.
I need to play that again. Now you picked it at Sunday.
So good.
I'm not
so good.
Ooh,
the only thing that
characters are
annoys
nice.
me is the Russian accent. That's the only thing that annoys me. Fallout 76, we'll do that to it. And I think
Can we
did I
binge
show
that
that
one
before?
day?
We can fucking put it in the bin now. Did we show Red Dead Redemption?
No, we haven't done that.
So yeah, copy Red Dead Redemption completed. Now online. Get on our.
It is ace. It's just a lot to take. You've got to dedicate time to it.
The horses poo.
They do. I tell you one thing I did, which I didn't mean to do. This one guy needed some help.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know if this is supposed to happen, but he was like shoeing the foot, you know, like putting a horseshoe on the farrier or whatever.
Yes.
And he was just in the middle of nowhere doing it. And I went up behind him, and instead of, I pressed the wrong button, I pressed the shoot button, and I shot in the air.
I've done that so many times.
And then the horse just bucked and kicked this guy and killed him. I was like, I felt so awful. So I got out and I dragged him in a bush.
There's so many
And
things.
I just left him.
It's mad. Like it's a real living ecosystem. That
I felt awful. So if we're talking about video games, I've got some video games as well.
The Vijas.
So talking about playing games with Caroline, I bought Super Mario Brothers U,
Nice.
Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
I just like the name.
I don't know why I bought this, because I've got so many big games.
I was gonna get this.
So I've got Horizon, which I haven't finished. I've got Red Dead I haven't finished. I've got Mass Effect I haven't finished.
But you do like them on the shelf, though.
So I bought Monster Hunter World, which is supposed to be even bigger and harder.
That looks insane, and
But it looks amazing, and I haven't even yet played it.
I'll borrow that one.
And then Resident Evil 2.
Which is gonna. I know that's gonna be great.
Oh, it already is. It's just scared the poo out of me, so
Yeah.
I'm just like, "Ooh." My friend Rob, friend of the pod, he was like, wait till you meet the tyrant. I'm like, oh, fucking tyrant.
Yeah. Yeah, proper squeaky bum time with those. I'm gonna put them that way so we can see what they are. So is it my go again?
Yeah, you'll go.
Right. I've decided to switch over to Blu-ray because you've talked
Finally,
into
it's
it.
only been around for like 15
and I thought
years.
I'd start it off with two good ones.
Yeah, man.
So
One of the best films ever made. One of the best animes,
that.
if not the best.
I watched the thing the other day about the bike scene where it turns like this, and how many times that has been copied in different animations, like frame for frame.
Yeah, I bet.
I think it's an homage, but yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
So if we can talk about movies, I picked up Rushmore.
Brilliant film.
One of my favourite films. I love Wes
Absolutely
Anderson, but this might be my favourite Wes Anderson.
I've
film.
ripped Wes Anderson off totally.
We all have.
music.
We all
Yeah.
have. But this is great. It's got this lovely little
Oh, that's
like
beautiful.
Criterion. Like they're like a boutique kind of DVD Blu-ray
Yes.
thing that's finally come over to the UK. It was like an American only thing for a while. And you get like I'm not exactly sure what it is. But yeah, nice little map of something, or I don't know what it is.
No, that's really nice.
I like it when they put a
Look.
bit of effort into.
I love
things.
I love anything like that. Well, you saying that?
No, you got a proper chat. Like, no, they never like do chapter like booklets anymore.
No.
For that.
I really like this one.
The problem is
That's
that these things are quite pricey though. So that you're talking about 18 quid for like a film, but when it's really
it's like a
famous-
collection as well, and you're going to spend like that. Reminded me of where is it? Metro Exodus. So they threw in
a map.
yeah.
So I love that. And did you get a map of Red Dead? You do, don't you? get a
You
map
do,
of-
yeah. But the map in this was kind of cool. So yeah, I thought that was really nice.
Oh, nice! It's all the monsters and stuff.
Yeah, all the
Oh, so
monsters.
you fight monsters in Metro.
The humans, monsters, it's
I'm
really,
down.
really
Big
good.
monsters.
Yeah,
I'm down.
there's huge monsters. But like they've got the equivalent of ghouls, like from Fallout, and they're just killed it. So my go again.
Yeah.
I'm going to do
Don't get
these
all
one at a time because these
are
are
special.
right. So this came out. I don't know how many years ago, but this was a life-changing record for me. And
See, I've never heard of it.
They reissued it.
Looks like the Misfits.
It does a bit. It sounds nothing like the
No.
Misfits. But this is the. It's like an anniversary edition. They've only done 1,000
Is
of
it a
these.
coloured vinyl?
Of course it is.
Oh.
And this, I love this
Oh,
record,
nice,
man.
look at
And I
that.
got this from Transmission Records down in not Brighton. What's the other one? Yeah, that absolutely gorgeous. Every song is about a minute and a half.
I need to listen to that then.
Man, I'll send it. I'll send it everything to you. But I'm chuffed with this.
Oh my god. Yeah. So, by purchasing and returning said Skeletor, I picked that up.
Sick, man.
So it's the second part in the Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles saga.
Nice.
You'll have to. I'll lend you the first.
Please
one.
do,
I think
mate.
you'll enjoy
I'd
it,
love to
man.
read
It's
them.
not like the most sophisticated of reads, but it's
Yeah.
like, just fun.
Yeah, exactly, man. Right, I'm going to put that there. So I'm going to go through these. Let's get that one. That one. I think that might be on them. So I've been going on a mad jazz vibe recently.
nice.
So take the price off there.
No one's gonna know.
No, the wife. £2 this was. So
Oxfam.
I got Miles Davis.
See, everyone needs that in their collection.
Yeah, man, absolutely beautiful, and it's blue vinyl as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so we're getting there.
Oh,
Kind of blue. Got that from Polar Bear Records in Kings Heath. Then I got this
I've
one
never
on
been there yet. You know,
Really good.
Is it good?
Great. God, his name escapes me now, but the chap who runs it, Steve.
Didn't Nathan used to work?
Nathan used to work there, but he's really nice. If you want to know anything about Bob Dylan, he's your man. And then if you're going to do Miles
But
Davis,
does he know why Bob Dylan now?
I said think about his voice, and I wasn't very happy about that. But he's like a Bob Dylan historian, some sort of
Okay.
specialist. He used to.
I bet he loved the
Another
Bob
one in
Dylan
blue?
art, exhibition that was on
Yeah.
in the. Birmingham not long
But
ago.
yeah, so I've gone for the two types of blue. I've gone blue train and kind of blue, and I've been absolutely loving them to work to. Because I find if I've got like Spotify or anything, I just flick and go.
Do you skip?
I skip. Whereas when I stick one of these on, I'm quite.
Problem I have
happy.
with Spotify because I'm a cheap bastard. I have the free one.
You what? You can come on my family plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So every now and then you get this obnoxious advert that just blasts out. Because Tom's a really good friend. After the Comic Con, he told me about. Like I was looking for a carded Michelangelo to complete my set, so I
Found
finally
this.
got a 10 back Michelangelo.
Oh, I've got to get my one next.
See my Leonardo.
£3.69, so
no.
cheap as well.
See, my Leonardo is going to want to let it down. He's like, for some reason, his limbs are discoloured. I'm hoping that it might change automatically, just by contact with UK Air. I doubt it. That's just wishful thinking. But yeah, he's lovely. And then found him for £7.
Is he complete as well? Has he got the
No,
other
he's,
one? of
so
those?
basically, I think this goes on his hand. So you take off his arm.
That's it.
I hope.
I don't know if you do actually.
No, let's leave it. Let's leave it.
Let's leave it because that'd be sad.
Anyway, there's supposed to be a little radar that goes on his.
I've got the radar on my one, yeah. But I love that figure because he doesn't do much, does he? And that's really annoying. But he's cool. He's wicked, man. But I'm a little bit. I have Raph. I need the other 3, but I've got to wait for some work to come in first.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was my little trick. Because, like I said, when I went to the Toy Con, I hardly spent any money, so I just spent the money that I saved for the toy. I felt justified in buying it.
Oh no, totally, man. Yeah.
So I would have bought that at the con
if it was there. I would have done the same thing.
But it's in nice condition, which is always a bonus.
Yeah, definitely, man. So I've only got records left.
That's cool, man.
I'm going to go through maybe 3 at a time. Oh, in fact, we'll throw that one on there as well because I forgot that classic.
Oh, Miles Davis, yeah, man.
The artwork for this as well. I've been looking at some of his stuff online. It's just beautiful.
Oh, look at that.
Look at him. So if you look at that, I'd love that printed and put on my wall. But right, and so I've been buying loads of the stuff that I had before, but I don't have any more. Don Caballero. Don Caballero, for respect, great album.
And you get the MP3 with that.
And you get the MP3, but the MP3 codes are all out of date now. Don Caballero, Singles Breaking Up. This was the first Don Caballero record I got. If you've never heard them, they're just amazing math rock. The drummer, Damon Che, is incredible. Now drives a taxi.
It's depressing, isn't it?
Yeah, like the music industry's fucked. These are all on Touch and Go, so I might as well just do them all as one thing. This is Brainiac. There's a documentary coming out soon about Brainiac. Which,
is it?
Yeah, man. It looks incredible. Like there's no other word to describe what the documentary. Like, obviously the singer from these died just as they were going to become massive. He died in a car accident, and then they became a band called Enon. But the documentary is gonna. Yeah, it's going to go up to the point where. Do you have
Now TV or anything like that, Scott?
Yeah.
So there's a channel. Is it Sky Arts?
Yes.
Yeah. There's a documentary on there you should watch, and you should all watch. It's called Breaking a Monster. Okay. It's about these 3 lads from America, and they're 3 black lads. That's quite important to the story. But they're only like 10 years old at the time, and they used to busk on New York streets, and they play this like awesome metal, like instrumental metal. And it's about how they kind of get snatched up by this record label like straight away, get put in like this. They're given $1 million contract and stuff like that. And like the filmmakers have got access with them like straight away, like really early access, and it's really cool, man. You should check it out.
Okay, I'll have a look at that. It rings a bell. I think we might have talked about it before, maybe.
So it's definitely worth a watch, that one.
But yeah,
nothing to do with that. But
no.
We just talked about a documentary.
But I'm really excited for the documentary it's done, and like.
Right, so we all love a bootleg. So I picked up, I got that Optimus Prime bootleg.
Yes.
So apparently, I believe this is the same company. The box looked nothing like this when I ordered it off.
It looks awesome.
Off Amazon. Not Amazon, eBay.
eBay.
So yeah, I was going to get when we went to the Toy Con. I saw this Bumblebee as we were walking around, and I just thought, fuck it, I'm going to go and buy it. So I went there. They didn't have it. Sold out. So I thought, fuck it, I'm going to get the bootleg one there for half the price. So it's 20 quid for that.
That's not bad, is it, man?
Yeah. I picked up a Bumblebee. I may as well show them. So I don't own hardly any Star Wars figures, and I'm a big Star Wars fan. So again, at the Toy Con, I was like, I need to buy something at least.
Yeah.
So I bought my first ever Black Series Luke Skywalker.
Oh, nice, man.
And so this is like the reissue of one of the very first ones they released.
Nice.
So will he stand up? Who knows? Probably not. Yeah, his helmet comes off. So it's all...
Oh, bless him.
All right.
Oh no!
We will open this up and
we'll do a bootleg corner
and see if he gets gumped or if he goes on the shelf.
I reckon it might stay on the shelf.
Yeah, he might do. Right, anyway, your turn.
So my turn. Last 2, I'm a massive Elliott Smith fan. I wasn't at the time, but got into him, and so I bought. That's a double one from A Basement on the Hill, and also. That's his best album, by the way.
So I'm a massive Elliott Smith fan. This is a Kickstarter film that I pledged about 3 years ago and it finally turned up.
Nice.
I'm friends with the people who made it, and I've worked with Zara before. Great little horror film, actually.
Awesome, man.
Low budget, but they really worked their budget really well. And then I finally picked up a Grail piece, and I picked up something I owned as a child.
Which you've been after for a long while, haven't you?
Yeah, Kenner Proton Pack, and First one I saw was 90, the second one was 70. So I asked this guy, who's been a bit of an arse.
We were going to walk
I
off.
was going to walk away, and then he said £30. I was like, sold.
Sold.
So yeah, and then I probably annoyed my parents with this. But anyway, I think that's it for this week's episode, and we'll see you next week.
On Tom and Ollie's Big Kids Club.
Yeah.
Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Don't follow us in real life.
Yeah. And we've been old enough to know better.
See you next time.
Bye.